What's good, y'all? It's your man DJ Playboy back with another episode of the Perfect Talk podcast. And you know, I hate to do an episode without my dog Keith, man. That's my brother. We rock out together. But I am honored, pleased to have a guest back once again. My man from Arizona itself. You know what I'm saying? The hot spot itself, rocking out there. He just came off the release of his EP, Bro Ting. You know what I'm saying? And bro, what it do, brother?
I get my own sound effects.
Oh yeah, man. It was good, man. Good to have you back once again. You know what I mean? We don't ask people to come back twice unless they do a good job the first time. So, you know what I mean? Definitely that first episode was rocking, got good feedback from it, and got to have you back again, brother.
Respect. I'm glad to be back, man. Anytime to see you, bro. Anytime to spend some time with you.
How you been, man? How's Arizona? It's hot as balls up here, so it gotta be hot as hell out there.
This summer's vicious, bro. Like I haven't really stepped outside too much before 7 p.m.
It's real like that out there. Like you don't leave the crib during the day, right? Like it's that brutal of heat.
You can. Let me tell you the truth. Like people think Arizona is like, oh, it's so hot. I don't want to leave humid as Boston or New York. Mm-hmm. Like humidity is way worse than the heat in Arizona. Because
it's a dry heat.
Right.
Okay.
So you can breathe. You can survive. You know, I got head full of locks. So.
Yeah, no, that's it. Because I went to Vegas. It is a different type of heat. But what do you see? You see like some crazy ass like animals? Ever like what kind of animals you coming across? Just snakes.
Yo, one time.
Snakes a thing?
Like they have like jackrabbits that are just like regular animals that walk around. They're like huge rabbits that'll fuck you up.
That's the big ones. Yeah.
I can curse, right?
Of course, man. You can smoke weed on here if you wanted to. Go crazy. Is weed legal out there?
Yeah, weed recreational.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope. Same thing in New York. Same thing out
here. Yeah, I actually, you guys became recreational before we did, I think.
Really? Oh, okay. Yeah.
It was surprising.
I didn't think it was gonna happen. It was a long wait. It was a while, and it's just like I think the same thing I think now that I thought before. Like it is crazy that an imaginary line stops somebody from being able to do something legally to somebody gonna be locked up for the same exact shit. But it is nonsense. It's stupid. And I think the generation of people that are like not thinking about making money off of it, we gotta phase them out because they like even up here when they legalized it, like certain neighborhoods are like, yo, we can open a dispensary here, and people shutting it down left and right. Like we don't want that. We don't want that. And it's like who don't want that? Like these old ass people don't. You know what I mean? They think because they still got the old mentality of it. You know what I mean? They're not realizing
they're dying off.
Yeah. Sad. But yo, and then I said it before on this podcast. Like I put my dad on the CBD. You know what I'm saying? Like he has his knee hurts. He's had knee surgery, and you know what I mean, he puts it on, and it's like a short-term relief, but it's better, and it's not an opioid. You know what I'm saying? It's not something that he'd be going to back and forth and having an addiction to. Now it's something that he, you know what I mean, rubs on whenever he feels the pain, and it's like, yo, and now we was holding people back from this for what? For years.
For real, if it can help people. I tell my mom all the time, like, yo, let me send you some CBD pills because she has I think it's called osteoporosis.
Okay.
Some shit with her spine, so she's always in pain. And I'm like, look, I'll send you these CBD pills or the balm, you know, so you can rub it on, just something to let me help you so you're not putting a bunch of chemicals inside of you.
Yeah, so. The opioid shit is stupid, bro. Like it is. I used to have a different view on it. I guess just being younger and not having enough information on it, but you deal with pain, you catch some pain, and they give you this, right? Like I got a tooth pulled. They're giving you like hydros and shit like that. And it's just like, I've seen the other side of it. I saw a dude get addicted to something. I think hydros is on the light end of it. I don't even think that's on the heavy end of it. You know what I'm saying?
The lighter side,
yeah. And I've seen a dude get strung out on that. And so it's like, you got people that's getting strung out on oxy and all that shit, but it's being prescribed so easily. You know what I'm saying? It's being like, yo, here, take this. You know what I mean? Take that. And then massive amounts of it. Not like, you know what I'm saying, like they're giving you crazy amounts of it, and so it's causing a black market. It's causing and it's these things that people don't realize. Your body has receptors to this type of shit. You take it, you might not even want to be taking it, and your body's gonna want you to take it. You know what I mean? It's trippy. It's some trippy shit. So
I mean, but it is helpful though. Like I think there's like Narcan. Mm-hmm. Narcan is used. I think it's used to combat people who's addicted to opiates and things like that. So
now, isn't Narcan's a drug they give you if you touch fentanyl? I think, like if you're having if you're overdosing.
If you're overdosing,
they hit you with that to bring you back.
Okay, yeah. So you're familiar with it. Yeah, it's a drug too, though.
Yeah, exactly. So boxing, it's like people take that to get off of, I think, heroin. I could be wrong, but you get addicted to that.
There's better ways. There's better ways.
Yeah.
There's more natural ways to resolve those, but it doesn't bring in the money to the
not at all. That's what it comes down to, man. But how's everything else on your side, man? We out here, school ended. My daughter's finished with school. She's out here in just camp life. So that's what I've been up to, just making sure she get to camp every day. It's 4th of July weekend out here. So we had fireworks. We got some fireworks, and I've never been a fireworks guy, but we did like some more last night, and that shit was kind of fun.
They're big on fireworks out here. They have like tents in parking lots where you can go and buy fireworks.
Buy them? Yeah. It was illegal out here for the longest. They just started the tent shit up here.
Yeah, oh, they did? Oh, okay.
Yeah. You'll see, like, you'll just be driving by and you'll see these crazy tents. But I think there's still some type of regulations, because I know people that'll travel across state lines to go get them. So maybe there's certain shit they can't sell just because they're, you know what I mean?
They are trying to like get rid of it out here in Arizona, which is, there's a lot worse. There's a lot worse things going on. You know what I'm saying?
That's what they focus in the energy on. Well, remember the pandemic year? I don't know how it was out there, but out here it was like, it sounded like bombs over Baghdad. It was like where are they getting all these fireworks? Are they just dropping them off in the hood? I remember the pandemic year was nuts, bro. When they was just like, I guess that's what everybody's doing outside. Yeah.
Yeah, like I would look at my phone like, what holiday is it?
July 15th. What the fuck?
Word. But I've been good though, bro. I just dropped my EP, the Brotain EP. I got booked for 3 performances this month.
Okay.
So that was cool. I just must say, Arizona's not taken to the reggae as I expected them to. I just need to put it in their face more though. So
is there a big West Indian culture out there? I guess in your parts or just in general?
It's not big. It's not big at all.
Yeah, I would think geographically, you know what I mean, that you don't, but then again, Toronto, you know what I'm saying, there's a lot of places that you'd be like, I know a big West Indian following in Maryland, so there's certain places where like I wouldn't even expect that, but it is there. So
it's growing though. They have 2 popular Jamaican restaurants out here that was put in the news article. So
that was good.
Jerk Spot and Island Cuisine. To big up yourself.
Shout out, you know what I mean? Nah, but you think about stuff like that. So do you still get jitters before you go on stage? You've been performing how long now? Over 2 years, over a year now?
I've been performing for about 7 years.
Oh, okay. So 7
Off
years.
and on, yeah.
Okay. But under like, I guess, well, at the level you're doing it now, I would say maybe about 3 years, 4 years. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you still get like nervous before you perform?
It's funny you say that. It's not nerves, you know. I don't get nerves anymore because I feel like I'm just there to have fun and have a good time. But the one thing I did notice is because I wasn't consistently performing or working on my performance, I fell off, bro. Like the breathing and, you know, making sure I'm working the crowd, engagement, things like that. I felt like because I took a break, I wasn't as on point as I used to be. Okay. Yeah. Well,
the reason I did ask was because I fell into that kind of too myself. I was invited to perform with my homegirl Ayo Niche. You know what I'm saying? She actually helped, big founder of the Perfect Talk podcast. You know what I'm saying? Original member of the Perfect Talk podcast. You know, shout out to Ayo Niche, invited me to DJ with her, and we had done 2 performances in one day, and I was done. After that, like I remember the days where you're running around, you would go from party to party, and I was like, yo, these two performances had me like down and out. I needed like a day to recover. And just on top of that, it was like I didn't do much before the pandemic, and then obviously the pandemic slowed everything down. And then I started getting back into it, I guess 2021, just really doing events and parties again, and just being out and around that type of atmosphere. So it was like kind of getting my feet back under me again, like in the way you said, like you're not Beyonce, but you still need that breath control. You know what I'm saying? You might not be out there moving like Usher or Diddy, but it still wears down on you. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're a smoker, especially, you know what I'm saying? You start realizing why certain people, they have that lifestyle that is so healthy, because that shit comes in handy at times like that. You know what I mean? It
does. It really, really does, bro. And bro, I was on stage at my last performance and I felt like I had like a Sour Patch Kid in my mouth. I was just sitting there like, because my mouth was so dry.
The cotton mouth, yeah.
Smoking before the show and things like that. I need to get better with that.
Yeah, and then sometimes we just fool ourselves into like, I'll say, I was talking to myself, like I watch movies like Backstage and you know what I mean, the show, and you be like, all right, cool. Like, I guess you do gotta get smoked out and and faded before you perform, not realizing that they can do that maybe because they've been performing for that much time, or they've been on that. That doesn't affect them, but it'll affect someone like me differently. You know what I'm saying? If I haven't been around that, you know what I'm saying, in a while, or if I haven't exposed myself to that, yeah, you might be out there sounding stupid, looking crazy, you know what I'm saying?
Or even so, like when you see the major artists doing that, they're not performing their whole song. You know what I'm saying? Like they have a performance set where most of the time the crowd's singing some of it, and there's some, you know, ad libs in this part on the track, so it allows them to really work the crowd.
Okay, yeah, exactly. No, you're right. Hype man, you know what I'm saying, DJ and all that. Yeah,
yeah, so like, you know,
yeah, so. No, and that comes with time. That comes with everything. So we both mentioned that you had the Brotang EP drop. What were your expectations, I guess, when you made that, and do you feel like this project has met those expectations?
So I wanted people to really see me as an artist and where I came from. So my expectation was to show them the different styles of reggae that ushered me in.
Okay.
And for them to hear my influence on those sounds. To see, like, okay, you know, his reggae is dope. You know, let me check for him. And it's original. Let me definitely check for him and follow him and see what he's about and see what he's saying. Because I do want people to pay attention to what I'm saying also.
Not just bop their head, but honestly listen to the lyrics.
Not just bop their head. That's why I gave them 4 different sounds, because it's like one may have you bop your head, the other one is like, let me listen to the lyrics type things. And then you might go back to the other track and listen to the lyrics like, oh, he's really talking about something.
That's funny you said. I mean, maybe you mentioned that on the last interview, because I was thinking that myself, like no 2 songs sound the same. It's a 4-song EP, but you did give them 4 different styles. You gave them 4 different grooves to rock with, and I do appreciate that. You know what I mean? No 2 songs sound the same on it. How would you? Now, do you think you fulfilled that expectation, or do you think is it performing the way you want it to perform? Are people responding to it the way you want to?
Actually, I think I did.
Nice.
Even if it's just one person, you know what I'm saying, that gets what I'm trying to do. Like, you seen Bagman, my music video?
Yeah.
So the videographer for that, he's this Noah. He's this white dude, knows nothing about reggae.
Okay.
He heard the Brotang EP and he was like, yo, I didn't really think I liked reggae, but this is really, really dope. And I want to shoot one of the videos for one of those songs. And it's like, oh, that's like, for you to say that instead of me reaching out to you is refreshing. And he was like, yo, every sound is different. He likes every last one of them, but he had his favorite.
Okay.
So with that said, let me ask you, you heard it.
Uh-huh.
Which one do you think would be your favorite?
Okay. Oh, that must have read my mind. See, you know, it's funny. We was talking that we didn't even really prepare before the show, and that's the next segment that I actually wanted to take us to, is rank the songs. So I'm gonna let you know, right? It's 4 songs on this, which makes it really easy. But something that I'm starting to do with my website is, let's say, like, I'll take a classic album and I'll be like, let's say the album had 17 tracks on it. If I had to cut this down to 10 songs, what 10 songs are making the cut? But with this being the EP, what we could do is a top 4 on this. So what I'm gonna say, and it came down to it, I was thinking about it before the show. Top song out of the 4, and it was tough. It was tight between. So 1 and 2, you could switch them out. Yeah, you might have caught me on a different day, maybe switch them out. But number 1's Queen. Number 1 is Queen. Oh. It's got an emotional, I guess, you know, like pulls at the heartstrings for me. It got a great sound to it. It definitely shows diversity, which they all do, but it definitely shows you can take it to a place if you wanted to. You can make a whole album of that, you know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't nothing gonna stop you. But I think all 4 styles do it. But Queen's number 1 for me. And I also, as a DJ, if me and you were like, if I was like an A&R, I'd be like, yeah, make that the single, you know what I'm saying, to go with, because I think that people can appreciate it. You know, appreciating women always works, but I think now more than ever, with what's going on in this country, with the abortion rights and everything taken away, we do got to respect our queens on another level. So Queen's number 1. Number 2 for me is Bounce. Bounce, I like, and Bounce could have been number 1. Like I was listening to it again, and I was like, is Bounce gonna take it if I give it a third? But if I gotta give it a third listen, then I guess Queen got it. You know what I'm saying? But Bounce is there. Bounce is another one. Like I think if I was in the A&R room, I could easily see somebody being like, nah, go with Bounce as the first single. You know what I'm saying? Because that's lit, and I like it like 100%. After that was Snakes on the Plane at number 3, and then rounding it all was Root of All. But 100%.
I can see that too.
Would you if you had to rank? What would you go with?
For me, it would be Bounce first.
Okay.
Snakes on the Plane.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm basing this off of sonically.
Okay.
So let me just say I'll go through it first. So and then Queen, and then Root of All.
Okay.
Now that's just all based on the way it sounds. Now, if content-wise, it would definitely be Queen, Snakes, Bounce, and then Root of All.
Okay. Now, how many songs? Now, when you originally, I guess, were deciding on this project, how many songs were you working with? Did you cut it down to 4? You didn't just make 4,
10
right?
songs.
10 songs. You had to cut it down to your favorite 4, or was it the 4 that fit best together? Or
so I was working on an album. I was working on a reggae album, and called Rude Bro. But I just didn't think my listeners were ready for a full project yet. You know what I'm saying? Because I wasn't leaning into the reggae that heavy. I was kind of all over the place with hip hop and reggae. So I feel like I need to let them know this is my sound before I go ahead and give them a full LP.
100%. Yeah. Okay, I get that. And I respect it, bro. I like it a lot, man. That Queen one though, it does it. Now the Queen one, maybe because I'm a father, maybe because you know what I'm saying, but like, yeah.
I get it. I have a queen at home, so like that's where it came from. Like it's a respect to her and all the other women I've come across. It. Her sister from Barbados messaged me and was like, "This is the best song I ever made."
Yeah, nah, and you know what I love about that too. We'll touch on that for a second. Is that you show love? You show love to your girl on like everything, songs, performances, social media. You know what I'm saying? I love that. I got a different vibe on it. I move a little bit more privately, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think it's just I don't like social media. But then I also I remember there was a podcast before I got into podcast, and it was brother named E.T., the hip hop preacher, who I still listen to actually, and I listen to his he preaches too. I listen to his church. He was one of the first dudes that kept like bigging up his girl. And he kept like talking about how much he loved his girl. It was how he's just all about his girl. And it was just like, it was different for me to hear a black man talk like that. And not saying that I didn't believe, I knew that was a sentiment within the black community. It wasn't like, you know what I mean? It wasn't a shock, but I think the publicness of it, you know what I'm saying? And not being like, you know, the old ball and chain, or my old lady, or I gotta go back home, you know what I'm saying? And not like, nah, I want to go back home. Like, you know what I'm saying?
More of appreciation than like a task.
Exactly. It made me even think like, everyone that had that rhetoric and talks like that, like you're just fronting, right? They're not with people they hate. Excuse me, they're not with people they dislike, but they kind of think that's what you're supposed to be saying, right? You know what I mean? Like, I remember in college, the grass always seemed greener. Like you'd be in a relationship and you see all your friends that were single be like, yo, they look, they're having fun. And then you be the single ones running around and you would wish you was booed up. You know what I'm saying? So
you get in trouble.
Yeah, exactly. I say, yo, can we go back here on the podcast? Can I tell them about
George ass?
I was about to say when I knew you about Clint, you know what I'm saying? My man was on the campus, not going to school. He just lived on the campus. It was yeah, this is some legendary like college shit. He literally lived on campus. If we wasn't friends, I would hate on you. So I'm like, go here. Why y'all showing him love?
Right? You know what happened, right?
What's that?
Dr. Carr. Remember Dr. Carr?
Oh, he peeped you? You see? Yeah, I remember Dr. Carr. Yeah.
Before I was just chilling on campus, I had, who cares? I'm not ashamed. I lost my scholarship.
Yeah.
And he was like, he got to go. And the board members didn't want me to go. So I took that part to the head. It was like, oh, the board is on my side? I'm going nowhere.
I got the board. Motherfucking chairman of the board out this bitch.
sure they booted my ass. So
but you did it. You did your thing for a while, man. It was some classic shit. But I say all that to say, like, at being at a different point in my life and just respecting the queens, you know what I'm saying? That song definitely rocks me. That bounce though is tough, though. I like that too as a DJ. Just go out there and support the project, you know what I'm saying? Go check that out. Let's see what's going on in the news, man. Speaking of just queens, man, I want to talk about Ketanji Jackson Brown being sworn in to the Supreme Court. Shout out to that, man. Like, first Black woman being sworn in, just from where we came as a people in this country. I don't like that they try to do it on the week after they done did mad fuck shit, so that people was like, fuck the Supreme Court, nobody cares about it. But I still was like, I gotta take time out and respect what it is, just her being sworn in, and just that being a beautiful thing. How does that make you? I mean, I know I spoke about it before in this podcast when we found out she was going to get the nomination, but and then eventually get the seat. But just what were your views on just seeing it? Because something I noticed when Obama was in office, that how important it was for me to see Black role models even as an adult. You know what I'm saying? Like, how positive that was in my life.
It's refreshing, you know. I like the way things are happening now. There's a lot more people that I can relate to in positions that I've never seen before.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm done with politics, bro.
Yeah, you got no faith in the Supreme Court.
The camera that broke the back, whatever I remember the saying is, somebody broke the camel's back. Back breaking that cameras Roe Wade, that Roe Wade thing really was like, what? Like, I did not understand why they was putting energy towards that.
Why do you think they care? Why do you think they care if a woman wants to have an abortion?
I don't know, bro. Like, honestly, it doesn't really make sense to me, because they're trying to manage the population, and like just things like that. But then you're having an issue with abortion just for that side of it. On the other side of things, why would you want? Why is it okay and acceptable today to take away rights from people
that they've had for over 50 years?
Yeah, bro. And that's the thing for me. Like, politics, I don't really get into it too much, because there's always some fuck shit. Mm-hmm. Always. Even when my man Barack was up in there was some fuck shit. Like,
oh yeah.
So it's like, I'm over it, bro. Like, big up to anybody who gets an opportunity to step into those roles to make true change. But until I see those changes, them could go suck them mother.
I got faith in it, right? Because I see people that we actually went to school with getting involved in politics, and I think they're gonna die out, right? The old people are gonna die out. The thing with politics is that people get to hold these seats for life till they die. You know what I'm saying? And that is the thing. Like, what year were you born in, fam? Like, your view of the world is not the world now. You know what I'm saying? What was accepted then definitely is there's more shit that's accepted now. You know what I'm saying? So your views on the world are outdated, but you're making decisions for these people that have to live in that. And I still have faith in politics, right? Like, I ain't gonna hold you. I voted. It was election day in New York. I went and voted. I had an appointment, and then I'm driving on the way back, and I see my polling center, and I was like, oh shit, it's election day. Let me just go up in there and vote it. And I'm not gonna lie, I some of the people I don't even know who the fuck, you know what I'm saying? But I was like, I want to have a voice. And it comes out of something stupid as they literally, right before the election, they paved the streets leading to the polling place. But they knew what they was doing. You know what I'm saying? But I drive around, I live in Schenectady, upstate New York. There's a lot of streets not paved. So there's something, right? I feel like there's power in that voice. They wouldn't have done it there if they didn't care about the you know what I'm saying? There was a reason they did it at that point in time. Now, whether they think there's some type of value to those voices, maybe there's swing voters, there's people that vote both ways in that neighborhood or whatever the case they may be, I'm going to keep that voice. You know what I'm saying? I want that's power in some way, shape, or form. So for me, it's like, I want to have a voice. I want people to hear us. You know what I mean? Like,
do you think it actually gives you a voice? I feel like this platform gives you more of a voice than voting.
Yeah, and that's why I do both. That's why, and you're right, 100%. And way more of a voice. Like I actually get to say what I want to say as opposed to my opinion on somebody else's shit. Yeah.
But walking into a ballot, like walking into voting, I'm sorry, I know you're gonna jump into the next thing, but like voting, voting, because I voted in the last presidential election, but it doesn't, I don't feel my voice being heard. You know what I'm saying? You're giving me these options, not giving me enough information to make a solid decision between these two politicians. It's always a bunch of flair and gimmicks and them either bumping heads going at it or just a bunch of nonsense, and you don't get any real information. You get misled into believing that certain things are gonna happen if you make a decision on vote and step out, but then you don't get nothing. Or you just end up setting yourself up for failure for something worse, like Roe versus Wade.
No,
you know
I have no, and I agree. I don't have an argument for why politics is good. Like I really don't. Like I agree with you 100%. I think it's a function. It's just that's the system. So what I choose to do is I have a podcast where I'm going to tell you how I feel. I'm going to bring people on and let them express how they feel. But I'm also not going to just shirk the system that does exist, because I know that whether it be maybe 5% of power, 15% of power, there is some percentage of power that there is in expressing your voice and what that is. Now, it's on us as a people to be like, hey, guess what? You want this? Give us that, right? You want my vote? I'm gonna have to see some action. That's on us as a people to like demand and not, you know what I'm saying, give people our support until we see some action. That's what we've done too. Like, I don't claim Democrat. I don't claim Republican. I'm a voter. Like, don't put, like they said that to me when I was, the lady said that, like, oh, say my name, Democrat. Don't call me that. Like, what have they done for my allegiance? Like, nah, you don't get
either
that.
one of them, either side.
Exactly. Like, yeah. So I'm not claiming you or none of that. And I don't. Like, prove yourself. And that's on us as a people to like, all right, make your demand. And I know how it is. There's a reason I do a podcast, because there's power in the following. Such if I get enough people to listen to what I'm doing, somebody's going to want to be heard on my podcast. Somebody's going to want
you can actually make change, like real change, bro.
Exactly.
Like,
and unfortunately, it comes down to numbers and advertising and what you really can do with that. But if you do reach that point, they like Charlemagne the God. Could you ever imagine him interviewing a presidential candidate? You know what I'm saying? Oh. And he interviewed the current president. You know what I'm saying? And actually got the current president to say something stupid while interviewing him. So it's like, you know what I mean? But it just shows where his growth, like how he went from sniffing video girls' seats after they got up from an interview to he's interviewing politicians, because there's power.
I mean, he's still probably that creepy too, but I'm just saying.
But he knows when to turn it on and off, you know. You know what I'm saying? So shout, you know what I mean? But that's really what it comes down to. That unfortunately, I think it's all power. I think it's all a megaphone, right? You want to get the biggest megaphone you got, because there's power in that, and there's some power in maybe it's a small megaphone in voting. I think it might be even more in politics. I think you said it maybe last time we was on here. Joe Rogan could probably, he probably has too much power to the point where he could probably,
he can swing a lot of those.
He can swing a campaign. Yeah, that's why he doesn't get involved in it, because then both sides want him to. Both sides, smear him when they think he can do something against them, because they know what it is. They want one. They don't want one man to have that type of power. But so it comes down to it. Like you have more power than some people because you make music. So not only will people will listen to your opinion because they like your music. You know what I'm saying? If you was the crazy man talking on the bus, they'd be like, get out of here. but it's like after a show, you just drop some shit and you start dropping some knowledge on it. They're like, hey, maybe give them a second to listen to what he's talking about. You know what I'm saying? So there's power in there's a lot of power in entertainment, unfortunately, and we probably give them too much, but it's about the people that know how to use it actually getting that power. You know what I mean?
Real talk.
Let me see.
That's good subject. I like it.
No, definitely, man. Did you see the video with Rudy Giuliani getting he got patted on the back as a dude walked by him, and it's a security video footage. So Rudy Giuliani is basically getting patted on the back. Let me see if I can send it to you. Matter of fact, I might be able to text it to you if I can find it. Rudy Giuliani's getting patted on the back, and he actually got homeboy arrested for patting him on the back. But right, there's no audio, so you can't really tell what's happening, right? So you watching the video. Hold on, you got your phone on you?
Yeah, I'm just grabbing it right now.
Let me send you this. My man Rudy Giuliani.
Now that's power.
My man, Rudy Giuliani. So basically, I'll explain to you while I send it to you.
Okay.
So basically, he's at a supermarket. He said he came out the bathroom. He got a couple people had walked up to him saying, "What's up?" And then they as he's talking to them, some dude walks behind him, pats him on the back, and says something to him. But he pats him kind of hard. Like you'll see in the video, I couldn't really make it out at first because you can't hear it, but he pats him kind of hard. Like check it out, check your phone out in a second. I just sent you a YouTube video of it. And let me see what part you probably gotta fast forward a little bit to see it.
Let me see. I'm just putting my jack on now.
Yeah.
That's crazy though.
Yeah, if you go like to the 1 minute mark, you'll see them talking about it, and you actually can see it. It's like a picture of the pat.
Okay.
But basically, the dude pats him kind of hard on the back. Like Rudy Giuliani's 79 years old. You know what I'm saying? And then I think he started cursing at him. But you couldn't make all that out when you see the video. So I literally was watching a podcast this week where people went from calling Rudy Giuliani a pussy and this and that to being like, nah, you know, he might have a point there. You know what I'm saying? Like, and just you're an artist, you know what I'm saying? You're like available to the people like that. You know what I'm saying? I kind of got to give a little respect to Rudy Giuliani on here for pressing charges and using his power. Like, they don't touch me. Like, whatever you feel, you know what I'm saying, about me, don't touch me. But you can yell what you want. You can do that. Don't slap me on the back. Like, now you taking it to another level.
Some of my favorite artists do that shit. Remember Jay did that? Jay-Z did that. Like, some dude was in his face trying to, like, give him a hug or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, it's a girl. Like, some people just enjoy, like, their personal space. And if it, I didn't get a chance to look at it. I'm about to look at it right now. But if it was as aggressive as you mentioned, or how it looked, he's an old man. It's like you might just feel threatened, like feeling that type of tension and pressure on his body, like like I'm being attacked right now. Like,
so yo, let's do this. Check out the video, and we're gonna just take a quick break and come right back, and then we'll just continue to talk about it from there.
All right, cool.
All right, do that right there. All right, we'll be right back here on the Perfect Talk podcast, man. Stay tuned. What's good, y'all? It's your man DJ Playboy in the building.
Yours truly, DJ Show. We here with Money Talks Radio.
And in case you don't know what that is, I'm gonna let you know, man. That is 2 hours commercial-free, clean music, man. Play around your kids, play around your boss. You know how it's going down because it's nothing but good music from your man Playboy Show. Hour 1. Gonna hit y'all with a little bit of program and tell y'all what's going on in the world's current events, as well as all the hot songs going on. And hour 2, what we got for them, Show?
Oh my God, we take it all the way up, man. Nothing but straight vibes, no stopping, nothing, man. You want to take it to the club, you want to take it to the party, you want to take it to the function, we got you, man. An hour with that Money Talks mix.
Yep. Find us on SoundCloud, find us on iHeartRadio, find us on Google Podcasts. Of course, you can find us on Apple Podcasts. They got everything up on there, man. And leave a rating, leave a review. But what should they search when they looking for us too, Show?
When you search for us, you gotta search Money Talks Radio and in parentheses WMTE Worldwide.
Black dude.
You seen it?
Yeah, he did it quick too. Yeah.
But then he started cursing at him. Like, you see how he walking around? Like, he started cursing at him. He said something crazy to him, and then walks off.
So yeah, you got to get more of a perspective. And you know what? I feel like I learned from this mistake. You can't jump to conclusions. And I learned that from like the Will and Chris Rock situation. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't automatically jump to conclusions. You got to get all sides of the stories. You got to get a better perspective, because it's like, that's just movement. That's just a video. Like,
and no sound, no nothing.
Dude, he'd be like, man, thanks a lot for locking up all my homies. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think that's what he did. I think he said something like, great job, smacked the shit out of him, and then Rudy Giuliani, he's like 78 years old or something crazy like that. But then he said he started cursing at him as he's walking off. So he started saying some crazy shit. But I don't, press charges. Don't touch me. Say what you want to say. Don't spit on me. Don't touch me. Don't do none of that. Nothing should touch my body. After that, at that point, like, everybody, whatever they feel about Chris Rock, shout out, respect to Chris Rock for not telling on the cops. Whatever the case may be, nah, nigga, you ain't got to pat me on the back. Fuck out of here.
Yeah, and that's his personal space. So honestly, he could have pressed charges on that girl that was touching it. Like, you know what I'm saying? He was like, you know what? Everybody.
Somebody, I think it was
charges.
Charlamagne said some funny shit. Charlamagne was like, "Yo, they planted some shit on you, Rudy." First he slapped it, then she made sure it stayed on.
Yeah, word, right? She got like a
Yo.
pick me sticker under her hand and shit. Wait till she move it.
Yo, so let's get back to the music though, real quick, man, before we get into any other topics. Yo, bro, when did you like? I get this is the Black Sugar question, right? When did you fall in love with hip hop? When did you like really like, oh, fuck with music? Like, this is for me. Hip hop, reggae, whatever genre, I guess touch you the first or the most. You know what I'm saying? Like, when was that point, if you remember?
What really got me into music, like I always was into hip hop, but I think it was Elephant Man.
Okay.
Because I was into dancing. You remember when I was in school, I was like at the fashion show dancing, doing all type of reggae dancing things. So I enjoyed music in that aspect. I loved to dance. I just really, really loved to dance. But then I started to listen to more like Pac and Biggie and like Vibes Cartel and like more lyrical stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it just connected with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it just made me look for more music that gave me that feeling.
Mm.
And it didn't just stop at hip hop and reggae. It was like, I listened to Linkin Park.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I listened to Kid Rock. I listened to all these other artists that had a story to tell and just weren't for the shits. They were very rebellious, pretty much.
Oh, okay. Is that the music that speaks to you? The rebel music speaks to
I think
you?
I think it's the rebelliousness about it. Like, I know this doesn't connect with me, but I don't want to go against the grain. You know, as a regular person, I was on at that level. So when I see people talk about things that I think about, it's like, oh, okay. It's okay to express these thoughts. It's okay to express these emotions.
Fuck the consequences. Whatever comes with it, come with it. You know what I mean? I get
Fuck the consequences, because you're not doing anything wrong. You're spreading the truth.
Now, I respect that. That's where I'm at with it too. Like, in terms of like music, I'm trying to think, when did I really? I remember just being young, and I used to go to the dentist's office, and I used to like, I don't know what I was rapping, but I must have memorized some type of rap at some point at that age. And they used to be so impressed that, like, by the time I was a teenager, they used to be like, I remember you coming here all the time and just be rapping. And so whatever, at a young age, I realized that there's power in rap. Like, something about just being able to rap and memorize and make words rhyme impresses people. Everyone can't do it, and people get impressed. And then maybe that's why I went towards DJing, because I was always impressed by, like, I walk in a place, I'll see the turntables, like he's doing it with his hands, all that shit. Like, I'm like, there's something impressive about that. You know what I'm saying? And so I was like, I want to be the one or two people in the room that can do that. And everyone else is looking at like, oh, how you do that? How you do? You know what I mean? So I think I was always appealed that it gave me a way to stand out.
So you like how they were able to control the crowd. You like that crowd.
I do, and that they were different than the crowd, if that makes sense. They weren't part of the crowd. Like, they had their own place to stand, you know what I'm saying? They had their own place. Like, they would you're facing them. You gotta look at them as if they're the show.
You were the performer.
Yeah, exactly. And I think DJing gave me that without having to know how to dance, which I couldn't do, or just be the best rapper or whatever. I just felt like, it gave me a way.
Doing a few little,
you know what I mean? You know, my little chicken head, I used to be able to do that back in the day. You know what I mean? Okay, so I want to get to another segment, man. Like, this is something that we do on my radio show. Shout out to the Money Talks radio show. Shout out my man DJ Show. Rocking with you, coming back real soon. It's called This or That, and this is basically where we Money Talks radio, we face two artists against each other, and we'd actually be like, yo, you'd hear this song versus that song, and they'd be like of a similar, we'd find some type of connection between the two. They'd be maybe similar artists, similar type of music, similar sample, whatever the case may be. But here we gonna just do, like, I'm gonna just throw two artists at you, and you tell me which one I guess resonated with you more and why. So first up in This or That, we got Tupac, Biggie.
Oh,
starting off the top.
I would have to say Pac.
Pac?
Yeah.
Is that the rebellious aspect, or?
As a kid, he entertained me more. if that because he was doing movies, so Pac was always in my face. Aside from like his music, you know what I'm saying? Like his music was dope, but it was like, man, he's amazing. He's a rapper, and you know we see a bunch of rappers, but like, yo, he's a movie star now. Gridlock.
Yep, above the rim. I thought about that. That's funny you bring that up because I thought about that this week, and I was like, you know how famous Tupac was? That everybody knew him before the internet. Like he didn't have social media. He didn't have the power that like my parents knew who he was. They didn't think much of him, but they knew his name. You know what I'm saying? And to be that level of famous where you're multi-generational famous at that point in time. Now, granted, there was only about 25 channels. You know what I'm saying? And if you was able to get on enough of them, you're gonna be a certain level of fame. But for Tupac to be that famous,
he exceeded that because he went to cinema. So
he's
it
worldwide.
Didn't matter the channel, you go to the movie, you know.
Worldwide. It was across cultures, across everything. So so you choose Tupac for that. Shout out to that. Beanie Man, Bounty Killer. This and
that. I would have to say Beanie. Beanie has influenced me more musically, and even when I was just dancing, it was a lot of Beanie Man's music. So it was like he was very creative in his reggae music. You know, he didn't stick to traditional type of reggae, and that's what I appreciated. So
I think if I had to jump in there, they were both pretty big influencers, but yeah, Beanie Man's music, I heard it more, you know what I'm saying? Because it crossed over to actually getting played on radio, commercial radio, you know what I'm saying, and things like that.
Maybe that's what it is. It's the same thing. He was just in my face more, you know, in my ear more. So
because if you reach that certain level, right? If you can cross that, but without being corny, right? You didn't cross over. You didn't make music for the other crowd. You're still doing what you've always done. Yeah, and then you get respect for that. You didn't change up what you want to do. All right. Next one in this or that. I'm gonna switch it up.
Okay.
Thor or Captain America?
Thor. I didn't start liking Cap until like Civil War. So
you spoke with Thor before
he got
that?
the beard. So he got the beard. So but I was always into Thor. You know what I'm saying? Like even in the comic books, like I was big on comics, and he was just a massive powerhouse.
Yeah, he always seemed like one of the most powerful superheroes. Like back in the comic book days, Captain America wasn't corny, but he wasn't dope either. Though he was man. You know,
he was Marvel's Superman.
Yeah, in a way, but I felt like I guess so. But the movies took it to another level. You know what I'm saying? The movies definitely took it to and then even Iron Man too. I think Iron Man was pretty big, but I think the movies definitely took it there. But all right, we're going with Thor that. All right, Cardi B, Nicki Minaj. This or that.
Ooh. Jeez. I love both those artists. And I want to say that for the other ones too. I love them both, but I just love Cardi, man. She's just so funny, bro. Like she's just such a wild personality. Musically, I would have to say Cardi also.
Okay. Cardi's a dope artist, and that's no disrespect to the other one. You can only pick one.
It's no disrespect to it.
I hate that we do that. Like we're not hating on nobody. It's no disrespect.
That's what I'm saying. I love both the artists, and honestly, it's probably like by a hair that Cardi is winning because I just love I love Nicki's island vibe. You know what I'm saying?
True. Next one. Take it back. Wu-Tang, NWA. This or that?
Wu-Tang, all down. I didn't even have to think about that. Like I love NWA, but Wu-Tang, they brought the storytelling of New York. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm from New York, and I can relate to the experiences and the stories that they were sharing. So Easy, Easy, Cuban, and that.
Yeah, I was gonna say
I wasn't out here hitting bitches. You know what I'm saying? Like I just wasn't my life.
I was gonna say it might be an East Coast thing. Shit. What else? Tight on time. Let me see what else. All right, hard one. Beyonce, Rihanna. This or that?
It's not hard for me. Like Rihanna hands down. Like.
Okay.
there's a certain special connection to Caribbean vibe.
I see that. I see.
Yeah, and of course, Beyonce is dope. I wasn't into Beyonce at all until recently because you can hear more of the Jay-Z influence.
You think he's upgraded?
Yeah, and it's not like it influenced to say that, hey, do this, do that. It's, hey, be yourself. And you can hear that she's being herself more in her music, having fun, trying to rap, but rapping, not trying to rap, and things like that. So,
okay.
Riri all day.
Hard one here. Let's take away all the bullshit, right? If you could, you know what I mean? Let's say the guy didn't do what he did.
Oh, you about to believe.
R. Kelly, Usher. Just music, not life, not nothing. R. Kelly, Usher, this or that.
Damn, they both pretty gross. But I would have to. Damn, that's a hard one. Can I just say why it's a hard one?
Yeah, I think I know, but go ahead. Yeah, tell him.
R. Kelly's a freaking genius, and all his music, no matter what he did, flawless. But Usher's Haitian. You know what I'm saying?
That is true. That is true. I forgot about that. Yeah.
So, I always got to show love to my people, even if they didn't win. Like, they still win for me. But no, if I had to pick it two, I would have to pick R. Kelly.
R. Kelly, yeah. I mean, R. Kelly made great music. Usher is a great performer. I haven't seen Usher perform. I seen R. Kelly perform. I mean, it was late in his career, but it wasn't the best. But it was. He also was the headliner, so I mean, he was doing enough to be the headliner. But the fact that you could dance, I think that takes it to a whole nother level in terms of just that performance. But the songwriting ability of R. Kelly is through the roof. It's that's a hard one. But he got 30 years.
I know.
Sentence. What did you like? What do you think?
I have no thoughts whatsoever about that, bro, because like they dragged it out this long. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if you didn't have enough evidence to take care of it back then, I'm just disconnected. I don't even check for him anymore. So
no, and I don't either. I don't play his music. I don't do anything like that. But yeah, no, I think you got what you deserve. Shit is disgusting. I got nothing to say. I like, you know what I mean? Like, I have no problem telling the man a musical genius, but that doesn't excuse you.
So gross.
To act any type of way in life. So definitely.
It's funny, you didn't mention any of Usher's discretions. And his,
I mean, but also I don't even. I wouldn't be talking about R. Kelly's discretions if they weren't illegal either. You know what I'm saying? I like it's a different. Like I don't really. They're human beings. As I get older, I'm starting to realize that with people that we put on these statuses, they're human beings, and a lot of them are corny human beings. They have a talent and they focus on their talent and they got them to where they at. But I don't really like to get into all that. I'm a DJ, so maybe that gives me a cover where I could be like, I just want to focus on the music. But once you start doing illegal shit, and in the case of R. Kelly, I guess a lot of people did look the other way. That's
if you just look at the music, then, and I can understand that. I would hope somebody, like, if I do something wrong, they could, have their opinion on that, and this music separately.
Yeah, because it don't. It's like a football player getting in trouble. Like, he might have been great on the field. That don't give him an excuse to hit his wife or do something stupid. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck about what he's doing. But if it makes the news, it's gonna pop up on Perfect Talk Podcast. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I kind of treat everybody out there. You know what I mean?
Content.
100%, man. We almost out of here, Aaron, bro. I just got one last question for you. Oh wait, actually no. Before we do leave, I want to give our prayers out to little TJ, who actually got shot early this week, and Shaka Zulu, Ludacris's manager, got shot also. So definitely just want to send prayers out to them, because it's sad that people still in hip hop are getting shot, but that's just the reality of this country. People are getting shot. There's a lot of guns out there, and
it's not just hip hop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's in y'all communities, it's everywhere. So we do need to stop the violence. But before we get out of here, man, let my people know where they can find you at.
Yo, people, you can check me on IG at Ambro IG. You can find me on all musical platforms as Ambro. That's AM space BRO, because I am bro.
I love that, man. Your people can find me on Instagram at Pliccapeezy, PLICCAPEEZY. Also follow Perfect Talk Podcast on Instagram at Perfect Talk Radio. Check out every episode at www.perfecttalkpodcast.com. What else? Oh, you can find every episode of the night shift and my radio show Money Talks Radio on Perfect Talk Podcast as well. Every episode of Perfect Talk Podcast is available on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, Spotify. So go make sure you leave a rating, like it, review it, let us know what you think. I'm just gonna keep doing what we do, man. And bro, I like to ask every episode, man, what are you watching nowadays? You put me on a dope TV show last time you was on here. What are you watching nowadays, or listening to, or reading, whatever you want to? What are you consuming entertainment wise?
I've been working a lot, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to really consume shit, right? Cause I don't watch a lot of TV because I'm always editing. I'm always making content. But what I'm starting to do now is like use the I got Amazon Prime, and it's like you get the Prime TV package with it or whatever.
I do. I have something.
Okay.
Thank you for mentioning that.
Now I started just watching like movies with people that I know but I never heard of. You know what I'm saying? And you're like, yo, it might be a good, like, just try and like kind of B-rated movies a little bit because they on there, you know what I'm saying? They for free. But what you fucking with?
I have been checking out movies with like my favorite actors and things like that. But I've been watching the new season of The Boys.
Oh, okay, and that's available on Amazon Prime. Yep, but I heard great things about that, right?
It's a great show. It's a bit graphic, so you know if you don't like the graphic stuff, then don't mess with it. But it's very entertaining. It gives a really cool spin on superheroes. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't know if you watched any yet?
No, I've heard about it. I've been watching myself, but I heard it kind of like shows you the other side of what it's like. If it was a reality, you know what I'm saying? Like we paint these superheroes and it's like they're always doing good all the time, but it humanizes them, so to speak.
Right. Yeah. But they're really not doing good. They're like the worst people in the world. Let me just give you a quick scene. The first episode is, think of like Flash.
Yeah.
Right? Running around town, zipping around, no concern for nobody else, but technically he's a hero, so he's saving people. So the character who's based off of that is running from somewhere, and this guy's talking to his fiance or somebody who's going to propose to, and she steps off the sidewalk. And
I heard about that. Her. Yeah, like she explodes or some shit, right?
And explodes. And so it's like graphic like that. It's like messy like that. So it's really entertaining. I think everybody should watch it. Okay.
Make sure you go check out The Boys out on Amazon Prime. Make sure you check out Ambro's project, Bro Ting, available everywhere, all your streaming platforms. And before we get out of here, we're gonna hit them with a special treat, right, bro? Hit them with a new joint, a new banger. I'm gonna let you introduce it. I'm gonna step to the side, let you do the DJ Ambro thing.
Hey, all right, yo, check it. So this is a new tune called "You Could Be Great." This is just something to inspire everybody who experience people. Just tell them that they can't do it, but you can do anything you want.
So
you know what I'm saying? They're not there when you're struggling, so they're not gonna be there when you win. Be great. So this is You Could Be Great with me, Sean, and Kang from IDDC Studios. Yo, check it.
Yo, Perfect Talk Podcast. We up out of here, man. Say goodbye to the people, bro.
Yo, have a good night. Everybody stay blessed. Good vibrations.
Keep you down. Them say you not make it, so you lose your crown. Listen, bro, only you can stop this show. I know some days you feel low. Hold on, me just smoking.
If you knew the power you harness, who they say is the weak be the strongest. Find your strength and your failures, I promise. Your mindset just need a deposit. Fear is not really just hinder us. Conquer all fears, yeah, it's a must. Your struggles pull out you the bravest. Use that energy to make you famous. Wake every day, be grateful for the space. Try to meditate every day. You can do whatever you say. If you wake every day, you should meditate every day. Be grateful for the space. You can do whatever you say.
If you knew what you can do, if you knew what you can do, if you knew what you can do, if you knew, if you knew. I came from the bottom, then climbed to the top. And when I say bottom, I'm talking no mops, no lights, no gas, no water to stop. Moms ain't clean and she smoking more than pot. During Christmas time, all we got was socks with a little ministry that we put on the box. Thinking to myself that I never get a shot. It wasn't all bad cause we hung out a lot. Lived my foster days and I came out okay. Stopped all the games I played just to build my pay. Made a choice to stay. Now I'm on my way to the land of the graves, trying to pave the way. If you knew what you can do, if you knew what you can do, if you knew what you can do, if you knew, if you knew. I am the light, I am a creator.
Shit ain't sweet talking now, not the later.
I know there's haters that weighing on you was there shooting.
And when I was there laying,
no more limits, everything for the taking. Niggas are hungry for money, no bacon. House in order, no one can bother me. Pure as ganja, no Jaja watching me. Not your father, still y'all are sons. You see Moses part the sea. Listen when I speak, bun the melody. Boom.